What's going on? It's Noah here with Youngblood MMA, and this weekend we saw some news emerging online, on social media, on YouTube, and I happened to stumble across this video on Chael Sonnen's YouTube channel, Undefeated, Undisputed, Pure Entertainment, and so Chael's talking about Umar Nurmagomedov. He was on ESPN MMA in an interview, and he was openly talking about some sort of injury, and we're talking 2 weeks before the bout at UFC 311. Now, briefly, let's go back in time to October. Umar Nurmagomedov versus Song Yadong. That was the fight that was announced on October 17th. It was supposed to be at UFC Tampa. Umar at the time was looking to fight as a way just to keep busy, solidify his position as a #1 contender. That was until Song had to pull out of that fight due to an injury. And then, November rolls around. We saw a post or two on Umar's social media accounts, and he mentioned that he wouldn't be able to fight in February because of an arm fracture injury. That's just how it goes. That's what happens when you're undefeated. Your arm just gets so used to being raised in victory that it forgets how to bend any other way. And you can just imagine Merab drying the piss stains off his shorts when he heard the news. Here's Merab's strategy. If I can't beat him, maybe I can just wait for him to break himself. So, with an arm fracture, Umar couldn't fight in January. He wouldn't fight in February because he'd need February for a fight camp. And then we thought he wouldn't be fighting in March because of Ramadan. He specified that he would fight during Ramadan. And so, shortly after, it's November 30th, Umar then posts this tweet onto X. Take a look here, stating that he's fine now. He's ready to start receiving fight offers. And, Umar is just a chill guy that loves to fight. He agrees to reschedule that bout with Song Yadong at UFC 311. And then a few days later, we hear this from Dana White. Check this out.
Just finalized last night, the co-main event will now be a bantamweight title fight between the champion, Merab Dvalishvili, and undefeated #1 contender, Umar Nurmagomedov. Merab came into the office late last night, told us that he is tired of listening to Umar disrespect him and wanted to make this fight happen as soon as possible.
Why as soon as possible? Why did Merab say, I need to fight him ASAP? What's wrong with February? What's wrong with March? And is that why Merab's finally deciding to, stop ducking Umar when we knew that he could take advantage of Umar's willingness to fight through injury? That's not necessarily an easy injury to get over point blank in a story. So, here we are in January. And just this weekend, we find Umar on an interview with Brett Okamoto. He mentioned that he wouldn't be surprised if Merab pulls out of the fight days before UFC 311. And I went and I watched Brett Okamoto straight up ask Umar about his current injuries on camera in front of millions of people, in front of Merab. And Umar just obliges with going into the details all about his injury that he never confirmed was fully healed. He just says it felt better. Let's take a look at this clip. You're going to hear word for word straight out of Umar's mouth what's happening with his injury.
Not that long ago, you wrote that you had a small injury in your arm, so you wouldn't be able to fight in January.
I go to the show doctor and I show them. They did X-ray and they said you broke.
What is happening behind the scenes? Why would Brett Okamoto ask these questions to Umar 2 weeks out from UFC 311 on a public interview?
After 20 days, I go again. Even when I was broken, I was running. I want to still in shape. Even the time I try to run, try to do shadow boxing, try to be in shape. And after 20 days, I go again, and it's become much better. Even my punches, other things, I do grapple, I can do wrestling class, everything I can do. I called my manager, Ali, and I said to him, hey, I want to fight. He said, but we said we injured. I said, hey, I told you, take this fight. But I told. And my manager and my brother said, hey, you crazy, you can't fight like that. And they said no. They called me again, we will fight with Merab. Of course, I already asked to Ali, please make it fight anytime. I want to fight before Ramadan. If Merab will fight in March, in Ramadan, I want to be active.
We also found out that the UFC removed this video not too long ago. Why did they do that? Probably because Umar's management team didn't want him posting that all over online. Possibly this is something maybe Umar wanted to discuss on this interview. That's some confidence on Umar's part, some straight up next level reverse psychology. If Merab is going to pull out a week before the fight, maybe that injury could convince Merab to stay. It's either that or Umar is setting up the perfect excuse if he loses, honestly. I strongly believe otherwise, but if he does lose, it's like he can pretty much take one fight and, go back in there possibly, or 2 fights. There's not really many contenders for Merab right now. That's what happens when you clear the whole division on an 11-fight win streak, and then you win the title and there's no one left to fight but the one guy that was ranked like number 10 that beat number 2. Anyway, numbers don't matter. Either way, let's say Merab Dvalishvili does pull out. Maybe Mario Bautista will agree to be the backup fighter. Wouldn't that just make up for it? And, if Merab does decide to take advantage of a, possibly very real, unhealed, broken arm, maybe Umar's brother Usman can slide him some, illegal supplements. You guys hear about that? I read an article like, 2 weeks ago, Usman failed the drug test after his fight at Bellator 300. So they overturned his win to a no contest. Maybe Paulo Costa hooked him up with the secret juice. Who knows? Things are just about to get crazy in under 2 weeks' time. We are 12 or 13 days out and probably like 10 days away from the press conference. So, well, we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. But I am so ready for this. That's the video for today, guys. Thank you for watching. What do you guys think is a plan here? Does this impact your view on the bantamweight title bout at UFC 311 between Merab Dvalishvili and Umar Nurmagomedov? Let me know in the comment section below, and be sure to leave a like. Make sure to subscribe so you can see daily updates from me in the MMA world. I'll see you guys on the next video. Stay tuned.